Today on the LA Food Podcast, it's a bummer of a rainy Friday in LA, but fret not, dear listener. We're here to brighten your day with the podcast equivalent of a light therapy lamp. For the first time in LA Food Pod history, we're doing an extended episode of Chef's Kiss Big Miss, our world-famous segment in which Father Saul and I offer quick takes on the food news of the day. We're going to be talking Eater's best new restaurants of 2025, which included 3 LA area hotspots, the growing movement of barista unions scoring big wins across the country, the departure of Chef Eric Greenspan from the Tesla diner of Elon Musk infamy, a hot take on whether good bars should have good Instagram pages, and much more. But first, we recap some recent meals at Wilds, the brand new British food darling, making everyone in Los Feliz go bonkers, and yes, I did transition to a British accent for that, and Camphor, the Michelin-starred Arts District restaurant serving French food and attitude. Before we dive in, a reminder that the LA Food Podcast is part of the Acquired Taste media family. Be sure to listen to our sister podcast, Takeando with Bill Esparza. This week, Bill did a really kind of like narratively impressive episode on Sinaloa and how immigration from that part of Mexico has really shaped food and culture in Los Angeles. It's the type of highbrow thing that you wouldn't really expect anything that I have my fingers in to be like. However, I assure you it's actually very interesting. That's available wherever podcasts are streaming, and be sure to give Bill's show as well as our show a rating or review. Seriously, all that stuff means the world to us. I'm your host, Lucas Servodio, and without further ado, it's time to chow down. Dear listener, I made a deal with my wife. She let me start a food podcast and eat ungodly amounts of noodles, pizza, sandwiches, and more under 2 conditions. One is that I never utter her name. The other is that I find ways to be healthy outside of my work in food. Being the fantastic partner I am, I found a few ways to up my health game. I exercise almost every day. I try to sneak in salads for lunch whenever I can, and I only ever snack on healthy foods. The macadamia nut has become an essential part of my daily routine with the best omega-6 to 3 ratios in the nut game, 8 times better than pistachios and 20 times better than cashews. At houseofmacadamias.com, they've got a bunch of different macadamia products that you can enjoy, like savory and sweet snack packs and chocolate-covered snack bars. One of the problems with macadamias I've found is that they can be expensive, but I'm solving this for you, dear listener, because as of today, all you've got to do is head to houseofmacadamias.com and use code LAFOOD to get a 10% discount on a healthy snack that also happens to be delicious. So what are you waiting for? Head to www.houseofmacadamias.com/discount/LAFood and go nuts. Welcoming back to the LA Food Podcast, a man who signed on to this call by saying, "Hey bro, this is the weirdest haircut I've ever gotten." Saul, would you recommend your barber?
Look, he was a very nice man. It's an okay haircut. The experience was weird, is what I was telling you. Very, very shaky. Very like dude was holding the clippers and like kind of like hovering back and forth by my face. I was gonna like just like gash a bald spot into my head. I was really nervous. He also kept doing this weird thing. It's a solid enough haircut. Like
it's not bad. Yeah, I've seen worse.
He kept doing this thing where he would like, you know how they like pull your hair up with their fingers. He would do that and then just like cut. He would just like cut. He would cut vaguely in the direction of my hair. Yeah, and like sometimes get hair and sometimes not. It was a very interesting experience.
Would you say it was Jackson Pollock-esque?
A little. That was the vibe. Again, I have to emphasize, nice man. I'm not going to name him right now anyway. But it was a strange experience. Yeah.
That's really, really funny. I mean, I'm not really one to talk with haircuts recently, but I just really enjoyed that story. I was going to sign on with a different intro for you, and that is a man who is finally going to reap the benefits of some of his victorious wagers this week as we're going to Dunsmore tomorrow night. You excited, buddy?
I am. As I understand it, is that still at 9:30 p.m.?
Yeah. I mean, I'll call them on the way to Maydon Market.
Dude, that's like That's like almost a punishment, bro. You're dragging me to Highland Park at 9:30 on a Thursday. I am looking forward to Dunsmore. Dunsmore is like, it seems to me like patient zero for like this open fire. I mean, there's other stuff I'm guessing too, but like they're the one that comes to mind with like the open fire, like cooking thing going on. Oh, Bavel had that, right? Bavel does that as well.
Antico Nuevo does too. Yeah.
Yeah. There are other spots that do it. Yeah. Antico does it.
It's a thing.
But yeah, I'm excited to check it out. Maidon Market, where we're heading tonight, they also famously have the shared hearth.
Yes, they absolutely do. Well, hey, I am going to call Dunsmore, see if we can get a little bit earlier, because 9:30 at this age on a weeknight is insane. I just really wanted to get one of these bets out of the way, man.
It's fair enough. Look, we can do it. I technically, when and where, like, I guess where is decided, but when is not decided in the bet. You do have the power to determine that. So I like how you turned it into a slight punishment with the reward.
Yeah, no. If I'm going to lose, I'm at least going to make you suffer. That's exactly right. I'm interested to go. This will be my like fourth time going, and I haven't been in a minute. So I'm excited to go back, and I'm excited to like see it through your eyes. I just went to Disneyland with my niece. And seeing a new experience through like, virgin eyes is like pretty. It makes it special for you, right? So
don't call your nieces virgins.
Oh, come on.
Weird.
You know what I mean?
I know what you meant, but like just a weird. Just a strange turn of phrase when you're talking about.
As they say in the corporate world, it's a good flag. And we'll circle back to it. Okay, look, let's start with recent eats. Saul, anything good you've eaten recently?
Dude, honestly, I've been, maybe in like preparation for the holidays, I've been eating almost exclusively at home, doing a lot of cooking recently, which has been great. I will say I have a growing hit list of new spots that I want to go check out. Max and Helen's, Phil Rosenthal and Nancy Silverton's new spot in Larchmont Village is open.
Yep.
I told you earlier this year when we got back from San Diego, I want more diners.
You did say that.
In my life, and Nancy and Phil happily obliged. So I'm very happy to check that. I'm very excited to check that out. Hoping to go on Friday. And then Chainsaw Cafe. Do you know Chainsaw?
I plan on going there to grab a burger before Dunsmore, actually.
Oh, wait. Do they have a burger at Chainsaw Cafe?
The one in Pasadena?
No, Chainsaw Cafe on Melrose Hill. It's a new spot, like literally just opened. I think it was a pop-up in Echo Park for a while, I believe, from a chef named Carla Subero Pittol. Pittol. She was like running a pop-up dinner out of her garage in Echo Park, which sounded very cool. And then has now got this brick and mortar where she's serving like arepas and like kind of like a eclectic fare. Plus she does pastries and desserts. I think she has some cool pies on display too. So I literally drove by it on the way to work, and I was like, "Whoa, what's that?" And I was like, "Oh, this is cool. I'm gonna check it out."
Wait,
so a couple spots on the hit list.
What the hell am I thinking of then in Pasadena?
I don't know, bro.
Cannonball, Pasadena.
Cannonball, yeah.
Okay, this is unfair. Why are all restaurants named after weapons that start with a C?
That's right. Cutlass. What other thing? Yeah, there's two. It's really easy to not mess this up, actually.
It is. It just happened to be one coincidence that I messed up. No, that sounds really good. I did see that article, but I had it totally fucked up in my head. That sounds exciting. Melrose Hill's resurgence, or I should say first-time surgeons. Is that a word?
Yeah. Surgeons. They're surgeons.
They're surgeons. It just continues, especially after you professed your love for Le Coupe and you said, I love them unconditionally of their political beliefs.
I especially love their political beliefs. I think that's what I said, right?
I believe so. Yeah, Melrose Hill, exciting. Actually, I see Etra's about to turn 2, which means Cafe Telegramma got in there just a little bit before then. And I think Giada must have preceded them by a few months. So it's still a pretty new thing, Melrose Hill. It's only been there for obviously the neighborhood's been there for a long time.
The aggressive gentrification of it.
Yes. Yeah. Aggressive culinary gentrification.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, LA Grocery and Cafe also holds it down right over there. I think that's to me, that's actually the institution. And I mean, Etra and Cafe Telegramma have been there for a minute as well. But they're Lazarus trying to make it happen. He's trying to make it happen. Well, I've done significantly more recent eating than you have. One place I went to, which I really
enjoyed way more than I thought I was going to was the new hotspot in Los Feliz, Wilds. That's spelled like Olivia Wilde, not wild like nature. And it is done a British restaurant. I know that you have some thoughts on British food.
I do have thoughts on British food based on my like firsthand experience in London. But I saw your Instagram post about this, and I was intrigued. I was into it.
Yeah, so this is the kind of place that it feels like it's got sort of like the Dunsmore, not necessarily potential in terms of like culinary ambition necessarily. Maybe I'm just saying that because I'm pretty sure the chef at Wilds used to work at Dunsmore, but it's got the hype. It's got the buzz, right? It's got like line around the block at 5 p.m. like for walk-ins. I actually got there at 4:45 for a restaurant that opens at 5:30. I did the quarter sheets and waited outside, and we were first in line. By the way, if you want to hack it, just like go with a little work to do on your phone, sit out there at 4:45 and you'll get a table no problem. The menu is pretty tight. It's like essentially just slightly like, you know, chefier versions of British classics. There's like bangers and mash. There's a fish, which does not get served with chips, but you can order chips on the side. They've got like beans, as you'd expect at a British restaurant. And I think that their sort of like most viral item is this Welsh rarebit. Are you familiar with the rarebit?
I'm familiar with the concept of rarebit. I have not tried rarebit. I'm highly dubious of it, but people seem to like it.
Why are you dubious about it?
Just the way it looks. It's like a look thing. It's cheese, right? It's like a cheesy.
It's cheese on toast. Yeah.
Cheese on toast. Like, fair enough. That
Yeah.
that should work.
That should, in theory, be hard to fuck up. And indeed, it was. Like, I think that first of all, service was incredible. I forget our server's name, but he was just like very, very down to clown, which is as we found out, like my number one.
You keep saying that.
Yeah,
doesn't that actually mean in slang like willing to fuck? That's kind of what it's in reference to, right? Which I guess is.
Well, how do you know that that's not what I mean? What I'm actually saying is that should be like my stat, you know, DTCs, like in terms of how good a waiter is, like what's their DTC, and this guy was like a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. I'm picturing like a rating system, right? Eventually, when like where you have like a restaurant, you write your little review, you have your rating, and then a little clown symbol if they were indeed down to clown as like a little indicator
5
of
clowns,
the service.
5 clowns, yeah.
5 clowns.
5 clown emojis here. No, he was really, and you know, it's a busy restaurant, and when it's a busy restaurant, like, you know, you kind of feel for the server. You don't want to be like bantering too much or engaging them too much, but the server was really like accommodating to our mood, which is important. Like matching the energy, I think, is important. And food wise, it was good. Like it was very good. It is food that I can see myself craving. Like I could see myself on a rainy day craving like the experience of cosplaying British and going there and getting like a nice fish over a mint sauce with chips and vinegar, you know. That is actually like harkens very much to my childhood, having, you know, lived there from the ages of 3 till 10, which is formative years from a palate perspective, right? So the vinegar and chips specifically, that shit brings me back. That's just not something that really happens here. But the thing that I keep thinking about with Wilds and British food in general, I think it's just food with a ceiling.
Yeah. That's fundamentally correct. I think based on you have a very gray and beige palette with which you are working.
Yes.
Generally. Yeah. And that like aside from what peas are like your main green maybe like that has a ceiling, but it's fun. It's fun and it's homey.
Yeah.
When done well.
Yeah.
Like it's a good time. Dude, I'm picturing like a British day like. Maybe, dude, what if for the 4th of July next year?
Oh, shit.
We flipped it and we like start at the Greyhound in the morning, right? Get wasted, watch some Premier League. Spend the day. What's our in-between spot before dinner at Wilds? Like, where do we go in between?
Yeah, it's just that. We just get wasted at the Greyhound and wait in line at Wilds, and that's the entire day.
That's Britain in LA, baby. No, there's some good pubs on the west side, I think. There's a little British community.
There are a couple pubs. I went to Cat and the Fiddle recently in Hollywood, and that I'm not sure how the food is, but certainly the vibes are giving Harry Potter, like hardcore.
Cool.
So that could be a good place to post up as we wait for Wilds.
I'm doing. Like, look, it sounds great. Let's take it back, dude. America kind of sucks right now. Let's celebrate Britain next 4th of July.
Yeah, and we'll just drink tea, like you know, because
yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Tea. We gotta have a tea time. Dude, I went to tea I think I told you about this. I went to high tea in Seattle. Tea fucking rules, dude. Small sandwiches?
Why? How so?
Well, the more like the crumpets and shit, the scones, crumpets.
Oh, okay.
With like a little tea service. Yeah, I was super into it. Dude, I see a day. I don't know where we get tea yet. Maybe does a Huntington Library do tea? It seems like that's something like they would do.
I feel like the Peninsula in Beverly Hills, our friend's ex-wife used to do that every year with her sisters. And I feel like that's a thing. Peninsula, high tea at like the Peninsula Hotel in Beverly Hills or something.
Ooh, so wasted like a Greyhound.
Yeah.
High tea in Beverly Hills just look great for us. Dinner at Wilds. I love it. This is
It's a good day. It's a good day. And maybe we horse and buggy everywhere just because why the fuck not? Other restaurant I went to was in the Arts District. And it is Camphor, Michelin star restaurant Camphor. I went there because I needed to try the burger. It's like on everybody's best burger list. But honestly, when I got there, first of all, we went on a Monday. Restaurants that are open on a Monday for dinner, underrated. Like we need to like cultivate a list of like great restaurants that are open on a Monday.
Yeah.
That shit would be one of the like that's a more valuable resource than like oil in terms of like surviving, at least for us. Camphor, I didn't realize when I went was Michelin star. Like I kind of just like it had slipped my mind. And it's French food, which I don't usually gravitate towards. But I don't know what happened while I was there. Like something clicked in my brain and I was like, wait, do I love French food? Like I was just like, I've famously talked shit about it on this pod and other pods. I got there and everything on the menu just sounded exactly like what I wanted. Like glass of red wine, sign me up. Drink that alongside this like basically like French onion soup that they have in toast form. It's like Bub and Grandma's bread slathered with like
yeah. I think I've seen a picture of this.
Yeah, the onions and the gravy and the cheese. Oh my god, dude, it's fucking insane. And just like it can't not be good, right? But they also had this really, really delicate dish of scallops wrapped in just a little bit of like pasta and with this like bright but creamy uni sauce around it. And it was insane. It was like one of the best pasta dishes I've ever. Imagine if a raviola was stuffed with nothing but a perfectly cooked little scallop. It was magical. Dude.
Yeah.
So good.
What I will say, so the things you named were red wine, which you can get at every restaurant.
And in most cultures.
Yes. A fresh take on a French onion soup. And something that sounds like a pasta.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very traditional. So it's what I'm hearing is French food with a twist.
Yes.
With with the elevated.
French techniques, but reimagined, right? I guess that's what I'm gravitating towards. I really liked the burger. The burger was a blend of beef and duck, and I was unaware of this when I went.
Ooh.
It is very duck forward. Like if you don't like the flavor of duck, you're not going to like this. It's a very, very good burger. It's high class. It's $38, as you would imagine. But I think the thing that like left me a little bit on the fence about this one is because there's so much duck in it, they recommend you eat it medium, which makes sense. They don't want you to give you like undercooked duck. Mm-hmm. But what that does is it creates like a texture on this really thick patty, which is like a little firmer than I like my burgers, right? So that's the thing I'm negotiating while I'm thinking through the score here. I'm like, I don't want to get influenced. I don't want to just be impressionable and be like $38, amazing restaurant, Michelin star, give it a high score. Like I want to be honest with myself here. And that was a little off-putting to me, I have to be honest.
You want a soft burger. You want a little soft
I do.
burger. You want to get sloppy in your mouth.
I do.
No firmness.
No,
yeah.
no. I want to
slop around in there.
I want a flaccid burger is what I want. That's exactly right. Camphor, though, I want to go back. I was saying it the entire time while I was there with my wife. Like, we have to come back here. By the way, our server, Ashley, was fantastic.
Down to clown, you'd say?
I'd say
2 clowns?
3.5 clowns. 3.5 clowns.
3.5 clowns. All right, not bad.
That's pretty good for a Monday.
For a Monday, yeah.
Rainy Monday?
Dude, I am never more than 1.5 clowns on a Monday. Let's be real.
Dude, you're never more than 1.5 clowns, period. Let's be honest. All right, we're going to do something a little different on today's pod. There was nothing like that really grabbed my attention in terms of like big deal of the day. So what we've decided to do today is extend Chef's Kiss Big Miss and do an extended Chef's Kiss Big Miss and basically cover a bunch of stories, but not go too much in depth on any of the stories. Saul, you liking this format?
I like it. I think it shouldn't be called Chef's Kiss Big Miss. I think we need a different name for like the round robin days, right? Where it's like bam, bam, bam. Because Chef's Kiss Big Miss is its own sort of thing. But we can do that today.
Yeah.
That's fine. But as you are innovating in real time with our agenda, that's my only piece of feedback.
That makes sense. It would be like something to do with like lightning round or like quick service.
Yeah.
QSR takes or something like, Taco Bell takes. Oh, that's a great plug.
Oh.
If there is a QSR restaurant out there that wants to sponsor this, that would be something.
Dude, I don't think I can take more sponsorship from QSRs, bro. I don't think I can take more exposure.
Bro goes to one Taco Bell lunch, like is never the same.
I have not been. Sorry, Taco Bell.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, let's dive into the segment. What should we call it for the purpose of it today? Like Bojangles Bites or like...
No. Wait, we literally can't call it that.
That's true.
We get a cease and desist. Let's just call it Chef's Kiss Big Miss for this first time. But I think you're on the right track where it's like the to-go window or like quick service, something like that, where it's like lightning round but make it restaurants.
Order up. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. We'll
order up, baby.
We'll workshop it, and we won't use ChatGPT. Okay, I don't care what y'all say. We've never used that thing. Okay, first one. Eater National dropped its annual list of best new restaurants in the country, including not one, not two, but 3 Los Angeles restaurants. The restaurants included our Korean tasting menu, Key in Little Tokyo, Mexican Molino concept at Mercado La Paloma Comal, and Altadena Live Fire Wine Bar, Betsy. Saul, LA making up 20% of the list, completely bucking the narrative that the city's restaurant scene is on some sort of funeral march. Is that a chef's kiss or a big miss?
It's chef's kiss. And I was actually going to make the point where I feel like late last year and early this year, we saw this a little bit from like, there's a conversation that Angel had with the Bangers and Mash, right? Or Bangers and Jam, sorry. Austin,
you got British food on the brain.
Yeah, my bad. And Bangers and Jams, Austin Tedesco on Substack, where they were kind of talking about this, and the Angel even did a survey of LA eaters, right, a certain subset of them, and there was kind of a sentiment in that survey that like there was a bit of a holding pattern or lack of excitement, and I think that may have been true at that time. I mean, we're coming through a tough moment for various reasons. It does seem like in the last 6 months, just anecdotally, there's been a real sort of spike. So let's say 6 to 9 months, a real spike of like interesting, compelling restaurant concepts. And look, I mean, it's from the stories that you tell. You literally just went to Betsy, and I was like, as you were describing it, I'm like, that sounds fucking dope. I want to go there. Mm-hmm. We have Key, we have Komal. We've been talking about for a minute. Just cool to see LA represented on the national level, recognized like this. And like I say, the rumors of our demise are greatly exaggerated. Is that the same?
What is
the rumors of our demise?
That's a legendary quote. Who said it?
I don't know. I did not say it. I did not make that up. The rumors of our demise.
That's a quote.
Is that a thing? Okay, yeah. Yeah. So very cool, very exciting. Shout out to Eater. Shout out to these restaurants. Key, man, we've been talking about Key. Gotta go.
Key is, I think, skyrocketed to like number 1 priority in terms of like where we want to go. I'll be really interested to see where it lands on Bill Addison's 101, because I think that'll be a little bit of a marker of how ambitious Bill expects it to be. You know what I mean? Like, Are we talking like Cato level here, or are we talking I don't know, something more in the sort of like 20s to 30s range, which is respectable, don't get me wrong, but like I have a feeling it could be vying for a spot in the top 5, if not this year, then in the future. And this is obviously, we haven't been. I'm just like reading the tea leaves in terms of buzz and conversations on these streets, the streets that I frequent with some regularity. That's what I'm getting. We have to go there. With Betsy, I'm not sure that when I was there, I was like, this is one of the best new restaurants in Los Angeles. I definitely was not thinking this is one of the best new restaurants in America, but I think I'm kind of like reserving my judgment on national lists from here on out, because these lists are compiled with people that just have much more visibility than we do, right? Across like restaurants across the nation. Yep. And knowing how these lists are typically compiled, which is they try to make the list tell a story as a whole in terms of like what's happening in the country. And clearly like Betsy is doing something that they thought was remarkable from a national perspective. And so I respect that. Betsy was one of those meals that the more distance I have from it, the more I appreciate it, you know? Now, the thing I wanted to ask you is that Visit North Carolina sponsored this list, and there was not one Tar Heel State restaurant included. Is this a win for editorial independence, or does Visit NC need a new paid media agency?
No, Visit NC should continue paying Eater as much and for as long as possible, is my take. Get the money so these people can do their work. Yeah, just like national. Like, by the way, Kabawa in New York, which was what's his name? He was the chef who ran the new space in Momofuku Ko. Paul Carmichael, that's his name.
Oh yeah.
That restaurant's at the top of my want to go to list as well. Next time we're in New York, Nancy and Bits will have to take us.
Was that one of Ligaia's first reviews?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it looks really cool. But I was gonna say real quick, like all national lists are kind of fake. Like there's no like you can't do this. And I think part of including Betsy, deserving as I'm sure it is like telling the story of like its perseverance and like the context in which it is up in Altadena.
Are you saying that if it wasn't in Altadena, it wouldn't be on the list?
No, I'm not saying it's a DEI restaurant, bro. I'm just saying they're trying to. I'm saying that's part of the, and it's in the story they tell in the review as well. Which is like I am very excited to check out Betsy, and I'm really happy it's recognized here.
No, I'm definitely gonna go back there. I definitely am going back. And honestly, I didn't try one of the dishes that is in the pictures, and that is the gnocchi, and they look really fucking good. Okay, next one. Transitioning from national to local, Eater LA editors dropped a refresh list of the 16 best sandwiches in the city. New additions to the list included Mike's Deli, Breadhead's Combo Grinder, and Florentine Schiacciata specialist Pino's Sandwiches. Notably, Bay Cities fell off the list for, I believe, the first time.
Ooh.
Saul, does the list feel to you like a chef's kiss or a big miss?
I'm always happy to see it feels to me fine. I'm more curious your take on this. You're the dude who ate 100 sandwiches. There are a couple spots on here that I've like. Corner Market is like a solid lunch go-to. I mean, you see the 19. The list is for the 19, man. The number 19 is the best sandwich. But I'm curious what you think based on your adventures. What was it, 2 years ago now?
I know, 2 years. Crazy. Yeah. I honestly, dude, so I was going through this list and I was having a hard time remembering what I put in my top 10. I was having a hard time remembering what I put at my number 1 spot, which was the number 19, of course, and it is reflected on this list. Honestly, there are some sandwiches on this list which are riding on reputation alone. And I think that the preamble to the list even kind of says that, like that Mona, shout out Mona, we love Mona. But she put the list together, the majority of it, and it says that she does value like, you know, iconic spots. But like, for example, the first name on the list, Dan's Super Subs out in the Valley, they have that LA street pastrami on their menu. Dude, it just was not it. It was not it. And like, it's clearly a place that is a local legend, because anytime you post a list, you get a bunch of people from that neck of the valley rearing their heads and saying, what about us? What about us? But objectively speaking, it's essentially an Albertson sandwich.
Whoa, Jesus.
What?
No, don't need to be so that seems a little disrespectful. I don't know. Is that true?
That's only if you think Albertsons makes bad sandwiches.
I have never had an Albertson sandwich, so maybe I shouldn't have reacted like that.
Yeah, so shame on you. Shame on you.
But look, yeah, maybe I'm judging, but damn, all right. Shots at the Valley.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's amazing things in the Valley too. That was not one I loved. I also thought it was a little weird that there are 2 vegan spots on here. I will say people always include Maciel's in Highland Park on these lists, and I think Maciel's is probably like Noma if you're vegan, but for the rest of us,
sure,
it's just fine in my opinion. I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm just saying, like, I have fundamentally different sandwich takes than Mona, and that's it.
Well, you gotta refresh, man. You gotta go. I know what might be in the cards for next year with the countdown, but I do feel like you need to, keep up with your old stomping grounds a little bit. Refresh. When's the last time you did like a little sandwich update?
Well, I didn't do an update, but I mean, am I constantly eating sandwiches? No, not really. I feel like if there is a hot sandwich that people are talking about,
I will fuck, like a sexy sandwich, you're saying.
Yeah, a sexy sandwich, I will go and slide in its DMs. Like one that's on my radar right now is at Max and Helen's. It's the patty melt. Now, do you consider a patty melt a sandwich or a burger?
That's a good question. I consider it a sandwich, I think.
I would too.
They have a cheeseburger, which you also will have to eat, but yeah, it's a sandwich.
The patty melt catches my attention more than the burger, but I wouldn't include that on my burger countdown. So that's one I really want to go try. But I don't know, man. I just feel like sandwiches, this may just be because I was so close to sandwiches 2 years ago and now I'm no longer as close to sandwiches. But does it feel like sandwiches have been trending down for a couple years?
I actually think so. So I've been in a real sandwich mood. Like the first half of the year, I was really into sandwiches.
Yeah.
And I tried Corner Market, went around town. You know how I feel all about the bread. I'm out here. And it does seem like it's just not quite as, it does seem like there's a little bit of a downtick. I mean, I'm assuming Bay Cities fell off because it literally closed for a little bit earlier this year, and it has reopened now, right?
Yeah, it closed for not a very long time at all. Bay Cities is a polarizing one. It's one that if you include it on a list, everybody gets pissed that it's on there. And if you don't include it on a list, everybody gets pissed that it's not on there. So I think, I actually applaud Mona for taking a stance on that one. That was a brave stance.
I think... No, it does seem like sandwiches are not the moment right now, except for actually we talked about those Italian sandwiches. Even that seems to have slow.
That's faded.
The places they're still opening, but I think the energy around it is different, right?
Yeah,
they had a real spike earlier this year / last year, and I just don't think those sandwiches hold up quite as much. So yeah, I think maybe the Italian sandwich craze took a lot of the sandwich oxygen and doesn't quite have the goods to it's not like a French dip or pastrami thing where I think it's consistently you want to keep going back, at least in my opinion. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Just guessing.
I think I've noticed the same thing. I think I finally have a good theory as to why those Italian sandwiches don't hit here in America, and why when you go, you're always underwhelmed at the fact that you've paid close to $30 for a sandwich that most people describe as aggressively mid. Now, Italian sandwiches in Italy are extremely simple. It's basically just meat and cheese, right? So you need all of the elements to be fucking on point. You need the bread to be singing. You need the cold cuts to be as high quality as possible, and you need that cheese to really do a lot of the work. And the cheese, I think, is the problem here in America, because a lot of times those sandwiches are using fresh cheeses. And you can't really import fresh cheeses, because if you're importing fresh cheeses, you've got one of two things: a spoiled cheese or a bad cheese, basically. And so I think those sandwiches are fundamentally promising something that they can actually deliver on. And that's why people get underwhelmed when they go, and they have a completely different experience when they're in Italy.
Yeah. My addition to that, and this is just based on how heavy is the sauce and cheese serving on the sandwich in Italy? Is it a thin layer of cheese and sauce, or is it, as I've seen on YouTube and Instagram, this big slathered mess, which almost is more to catch the eye of the camera?
Yeah.
Then I look at the sandwich, I'm this doesn't look like it would be a good eating experience. And I don't think that's the way that they're actually constructed in Italy.
I think there's probably two types of sandwiches in Italy. There's the ones that are built for locals and the ones that are built for tourists. And the ones that are built for tourists, I think, do the sauce porn that you've just described. But the ones that locals eat are so simple that a lot of people would just classify them as boring, because we're used to just fundamentally different sandwiches here in America with pickles and sauces and multiple types of meat and things. So it's just a different sandwich experience. I'm actually surprised that All'Antico Vinaio and those spots have had as much success as they have had here. It's just really good marketing, honestly. It's not that they're making a bad product.
It's social media driven.
Yeah, it's not that they're making a bad product, but I'm just saying their success to how good the sandwich is a little out of whack.
It's a bubble. It's a sandwich bubble, bro.
It's like the AI bubble.
Yeah.
It's the Italian sandwich bubble. Okay. Next one. LA Taco of Editorial Independence fame reports that the Silver Lake location of Taqueria Frontera is now open, having had to delay its original opening due to the fears surrounding the Trump administration's ICE raids. Saul, the business's decision to hold off opening is obviously a chef's kiss, but what of the tacos at Frontera themselves? It's been a while since we checked in on your opinion of them. With a little distance from our visit, are you thinking they're a chef's kiss or a big miss?
Ooh, I want to go back and try them again. I will say I did go a second time, actually. I think I might have said this at the time. I liked the asada a lot. The pastor did not, which is the famous thing for some reason didn't hit for me quite the same way.
Is it the cream?
Well, the cream I think is fine. There's something about the marinade that like has like a element to it that maybe I'm just like not adapted to, but it's not like a Leo's taco pastor. It's like a very different style. I haven't been in a rush to go back, but I do want to try it again. Like now that's closer to me in Silver Lake, so just to check it out and see like did I miss something the first time around?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not rushing back. They frame it as the best new taqueria in Los Angeles, and I don't know. It's like Comal to me is like the more exciting taqueria, like or I know that's like a Molino, but like the tacos at Comal are more exciting to me than the tacos.
Yeah.
Frontera.
I think Frontera is just first to market in doing this very specific style of TJ style tacos. But I had one of their competitors down in San Diego Food and Wine. It's called Tijuanazo, and they just opened a location in East LA. And when I like Robert and I had them, and when I say like that we basically walked away with the experience that they were essentially identical.
Right.
They were twins, you know, they were essentially clones of one another down to the sauce and the tortilla. I think that Frontera was just first to market here in LA and doing that style and bringing it like that very specific style of modern TJ adobada. You could never call it pastor, so shame on you.
Oops.
Yeah, so to me, that's what Frontera does really well. To be clear, I love Frontera. It's like our local taqueria now. We go there all the time when we need like a late night bite. So I don't share your lukewarm sentiment.
I just want to go back. I want to try it one more time.
Okay, noted. On to the next one. Bon Appetit reports that all across America, baristas are basically leading the hottest labor movement in the country. Louisville's entire coffee scene is unionized. Starbucks has 600 union wins, and local cafe employees are locking in real contracts with real raises, paid leave, and protections. Some spots are even becoming worker-owned co-ops when bosses bail. At the same time, however, Starbucks is stalling on contracts. Owners are shutting down shops rather than letting workers unionize, and thanks to recent rulings, union elections are frozen in whole states. It's chaotic, but baristas say it's the only way to turn coffee work into an actual career. Saul, is this barista labor wave a chef's kiss, workers finally getting the wages, protections, and humanity they've deserved, or a big miss, a movement that risks closures, chaos, and worse, coffee culture for the real victims, us?
So obviously lean chef's kiss here. It's very exciting, I think, to see. What I'm more excited about, or what I'm like kind of in a meta way more excited about, is I'm sure someone's studying how like the broader impact of the unionizing on people's livelihoods, their economic like mobility and income stability versus the potential losses or closures to this extent there are some.
That's interesting.
I mean, like because you just hear like I think I don't want to fall into like following the anecdote here, right? Where places have won and it's good, where places have closed and it's bad. I hope someone out there is like trying to track the big picture of the trend and like translate to, hey, here's what organized labor can win. I'm hoping for workers, right? And to make jobs like being a barista a stable career that you can turn into like, you know, stable housing and, you know, starting a family if you want, like all that stuff. That's like a compelling idea. I'll where how it balances out or whatever the pros and cons or the costs and benefits end up being. That's what I want to see the full picture of.
I think that's a really smart, nuanced take. I love this. I'm just like, can we keep it hush hush from restaurant workers for just a little bit? Like let's let restaurants ride the current wave of economic, you know, difficulties before we have like major labor movements of restaurant employees happening. Not saying that it shouldn't. I'm just saying I hope for the perfect timing where like, you know, we can test it out with baristas and coffee shops, see how it goes, and then by the time it gets to restaurant workers, the industry's booming again and it's ready for that. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, restaurants will always go through time like lean times and hopefully like glut times. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it began to lean over into restaurants.
No, it's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen. If anything, if I'm a restaurateur, I would start preparing for this. You know what I mean? Like I would start thinking about what kind of deals could I strike with employees if they were to unionize.
Yep. Yeah. I like look. The vast majority of the time, I think workers like uniting for like better wages and protections is like a good thing. There is always the risk, yes, of how that might translate to like overall impacts on the business and therefore on jobs. But I tend, again, now I'm leaning anecdotally, I tend to see that as like a threat more so than a reality.
Yeah.
I don't often see or hear about it. I'm sure it happens, but yeah, that's what I tend to at least experience.
No, I do think that is a like blown out of proportion excuse that like large corporations message, right? They're like, okay, well, if you unionize, we're going to have to close, and that takes away jobs. I do think that that's more so like fear baiting.
Yeah, I've not seen the data, but would be curious to see. There certainly will be some effect, but yeah.
Difference between you and me. I don't need to see the data. I know.
Vibes-based policymaking.
Yeah, that's me. All right, on to the next one. Helen Rosner of The New Yorker dropped a piping hot take during her appearance on Jay Lee's Expense Account podcast. Recipes are brain rot, said Rosner, arguing that Americans' reliance on cookbooks and recipe websites has created a wave of people who can't actually cook. If the recipe calls for flat leaf parsley, but the store only has curly leaf, she says, do you go into an existential spiral? Recipes should not function that way. So, Helen's take on the recipe adherence epidemic, chef's kiss or big miss?
I'm with it, dude. Emily, are you listening? Emily will listen to this. So Emily will like freak out because she doesn't love cooking, but if we like don't have the exact ingredients or is at the not exact level, she'll like get anxious about it, and I'm like, just toss it in there, bro. Curly leaf parsley, it'll be fine with the Italian flat leaf. I don't know how many people actually like do like there is a when you're new to cooking, but I should say I love reading recipes and doing new recipes. It's more of like the approach to recipes, right? Where like how loose do you feel? And I think having some, Emily's looking at me right now, having some like, it's demoralizing. She said it's demoralizing when you don't have the right ingredients.
I get that,
but it should, yeah. And then you're just like, oh, it's not going to be the exact picture. But I don't know how widespread a problem this really is, but I do like the hot take. And by the way, this is a really good episode of Expense Account.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed listening to like Helen and Jay Lee like kind of know each other, and it's a really good.
They're 2 for 2. By the way, Jay Lee might be coming on this podcast. I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Whoa, I'm excited about that, man.
I have to email him, so don't count your chickens. But he agreed. He agreed.
Wait, okay.
He agreed. He agreed on DMs, but it's not official till I see the email. Okay.
Got it.
I completely agree with this Helen take because I was very much for the longest time a recipe like stickler. I loved to cook from cookbooks, but I would have that existential crisis if I couldn't find the right spice at Whole Foods, right? Especially cooking from cultures that like weren't my own. Like I felt like the sort of insecurity I had around it. Like I genuinely thought if I have a teaspoon of this spice instead of 2 teaspoons, it's going to completely not taste like the thing I'm cooking. My wife always used to make fun of me for that, or basically just say like, you know, you can't actually cook because you're just following recipes. And she was 100% correct. In the last couple years, I've basically started ditching recipes and just started cooking from the heart and like, you know, trying to just learn techniques, almost like in the Tom Colicchio, like Mind of a Cook or whatever his famous book is called, that sort of way. And I swear I've become like 100 times the cook I've ever been in my life, just because like the knowledge is there. It's just like trusting yourself to actually do it and then putting the reps and doing it. And it's so much more fun to do it this way too.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you're not going to get the occasional dud. Absolutely. Like some of the things I've cooked in the recent years haven't worked. But the other night, dude, so I've been making 3-cup chicken a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, what if I used ground pork instead of chicken and threw in bucatini and made like a fusion pasta of like 3-cup pork bucatini? And when I say it was one of the best things I've made in recent memory, like it was so much better than like the last time I made carbonara, for example. Like I was just going with it, you know, and going for it. And it killed.
I fully believe it, man. It makes it a more creative exercise, right? And a more like there's a real like, oh, we're actually using our brain now. I fully relate. Like I understand the recipe adherence, but there's just like a lighten up, it'll be fine. I remember when I started cooking trying Mexican recipes like 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't have I think it's hoja santa.
Yeah.
Or like that, and I was like, fucking can't cook it. No hoja santa. What am I gonna do? And it's like just like it's cool to add it, but it's just like is fine.
Yeah.
Like it'll totally be fine.
Yeah. Okay, so we're both giving this take a chef's kiss. Sticking with the Feed Me universe, Emily Sundberg posted a graphic on Substack arguing that how good a bar is inversely correlated with how much of an Instagram presence they do or don't have. Meaning, the better and more manicured the IG feed, the worse the bar. Saul, is the Sundberg theory of bar coolness a chef's kiss or a big miss?
I love the take. I don't know if it's true, but I love it. Just like on vibe level, I want it to be true.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's true. I don't use Instagram like very much at all, so I have no idea what Instagram the bars I like are. I also like the comments a lot on this post. First comment is theory holds true for people as well. And then people also someone claimed that for a brewery, there's a direct correlation between how good the Instagram is and how good the brewery is.
Interesting.
Which I don't know. I mean, All Seasons is like my favorite brewery in LA currently.
Do you want me to check their Instagram live? See what it's like?
Yeah. Go check it. I do follow them. And I feel like they're like semi-active. They're not like super manicured. They like do a thing here and there.
Okay, All Seasons Brewing. Okay, they've got a decent following, 11.4.
But how manicured? How manicured is it?
It's pretty manicured. Like they're doing reels almost every other day, and they're like,
Wow.
So yeah, I'd say this is an interesting theory. The more manicured the brewery feed, the better.
Doug Valicki, shout out.
He
had the comment. Anyway, fun little take. I'm gonna ride with it. I like it as a concept.
I think it extends to restaurants, frankly. Like I think
really,
yeah, dude. If a restaurant has an overly manicured social media presence, and what I mean is like they're constantly posting like beautiful posts, or like especially if they have a constant steady stream of like influencers making them posts, just be very, very suspicious.
I would put like we literally went to a family meal event earlier this year, right? Talking about how restaurants need to do a better job, in part on social media. You literally moderated the panel at LA ChefCon on social media. So I think there's a difference. There's a marketing imperative that good and bad restaurants alike need to use in social media to master it. I do think when you get to paying influencers for hired opinions, that I get suspicious.
Yeah, I think the better thing to do on social is like creating stuff that connects with your people, with like your following and like your community. It's creating a community, right? And using it to like DM guests if like they had a good experience and saying like, hey, thank you so much. Next time you come in, can we offer you a glass of wine or something like that, right? That's a really good use of social media. But I'm just saying like, there's so many restaurants out there that just if you look at their social media presence, it looks like, wow, this is like the hottest club in Ibiza, right?
Right.
But you go there and it's like an extremely sad experience. So it's one of those things when you see it, you know.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Food and Wine wrote an article on the phenomenon known as foodcations, i.e. the act of people traveling exclusively for eating purposes. A survey showed that the most common dream destination for a foodcation are New York for pizza and Philly for cheesesteaks. Saul, is America's stunning lack of imagination a chef's kiss or a big miss?
I was surprised. I mean, it's a surprise and non-surprise, I guess, that those are the two main spots. Like I'm guessing like New York pizza and Philly cheesesteaks are the biggest things on social media, and that's what draws Gen Z, which is the particular audience they're like saying does this foodcation out. I'm super into the idea that people do foodcations though. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like we basically do that, right? Like you plan trips around meals you want, food you want to eat. That's why New Orleans at the top of the bachelor party list right now. Gotta go eat.
Oh,
gotta go eat.
It's still number one.
I think so. I mean, Charleston a little bit is up there too, but like,
dude, Charleston is so interestingly, Charleston is like the second or third city that Blackbird rolled out on.
Oh, cool!
Because they were like, there's great restaurants here. So
yeah.
In terms of foodcations, Charleston might not be a bad shot either. Yeah, I was gonna ask you what's your top foodcation destination, but I think for both of us, it's probably New Orleans.
I really, to me, the real American foodcation is going to the South for barbecue. Whether it's Texas or Kentucky or Tennessee, South Carolina, whatever. Like that is the true American foodcation. New York pizza's chill, but you can get close about enough to it. Like you can get close to it. Though I love pizza there. I love Philly. It's my where I basically grew up outside of. So my dad commuted to work every day. I would not go out of my way for a Philly cheesesteak. I would not. No. I would not spend $1,000+ on going to try a cheesesteak.
That was really surprising to me. Of all the sandwiches, that's the lowest common denominator, in my opinion.
They must be doing work on social media. That's what that has to be.
They sure are. No, the social media presence of like Cheese Whiz heavy sandwiches is huge. Not that I follow it. Okay, we're going to skip the next one because just a sad story about how burgers are more expensive now. Woe is me. I want to touch on this one. Josh Hutcherson of I Love LA fame participated in a segment of Share Location with Interview Mag, revealing that he lives in Silver Lake and most commonly frequents Dayglow for coffee cocktails, Salt and Straw for wacky ice cream, and Night and Market Song for high-octane Thai food washed down with Thai iced teas. Saul, is the fact that Josh is just a regular basic bitch like the rest of us a chef's kiss or a big miss?
Chef's kiss. Shout out to Josh Hutcherson. He's the man.
I love this.
He's the fucking man.
I love this.
Peter Malark, are you fucking kidding me? Like, of course he's the man. Like, and also shout out to him. I don't know if you noticed, his Dodger Stadium seats are way up there in the nosebleeds. It was the World Series, so it was very But like, man of the people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, I feel like when we did this like similar exercise for Tate McRae when she spoke with The Infatuation, it was so clearly like PR person generated. This is like man of the people, you know? Yeah, he has some basic bitch shouts on there, but that's just because maybe he's just not like that concerned with food, and that's okay. You know, like maybe he just wants to go to his local spots and enjoys a good ice cream.
No, it's not even. It's just he's living his best life out in Silver Lake, man. I'm happy. Are you watching I Love LA, by the way?
Yeah, I missed the most recent episode, but I'm loving it so far.
I think episode 3 was the best one. And by the way, in it, there's a restaurant scene. They go to like a hot restaurant, and it's pretty funny. To like,
You're not gonna tell us what it is?
I think it's a fictional restaurant. Okay. It's not a real restaurant. Cool. Yeah.
We'll discuss it next time.
I mean, it might. I'm sure it's at a real restaurant. Maybe you might recognize it over me. But yeah, I like that little storyline.
If Interview Mag somehow asked you to do a Share Location, Saul, what would your 3 spots be?
Ooh. One would probably be the Taqueria Pavilions, formerly known as Asadero Los Angeles, which is rebranded and relaunched now.
They changed their names?
Changed the name. I literally was there earlier. After my haircut, I went and got a couple tacos from there. That'd be one. Bro, funny enough, Dayglow is my... Oh, no, Bricks and Scones would probably be the other. Yeah. I'm at Bricks and Scones pretty often.
That's good.
And then what would my third be? Maybe, I mean, look, the third would probably be like a lunch spot that I go through for work a bunch.
Yeah.
Holy Basil had the title earlier this year. I've been doing a lot of sweet green, a lot of salads recently.
It's really sad.
A little less exciting, but I'm basic bitch, right? Same thing.
No, it's good. I like this because you're not trying to be something you're not. You know, you just got to show the world what you're eating, warts and all, right? For me, it would be Cafe de Leche in Highland Park for coffee. That's like the go-to. For lunch, honestly, like most of the time, I'm just eating PB&Js. Like I'm not kidding. Like at home, PB&Js is what I'm doing. And then for dinner, like we're ordering Zanku like once a week at least. So it would be Zanku for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, last one before we get to a couple listener questions and then call this a day. Eric Greenspan has announced he'll be leaving the controversial Elon Musk Tesla diner as it transitions to becoming a full-service restaurant. He will be opening, ironically, a Jewish deli. Just thought that was ironic given Elon Musk.
Oh, right.
Yeah. The whole idea of this place was that it would be... So the whole idea of the Tesla diner is that it would be like an automated robot-powered diner. Is the fact that they're saying fuck the robots and going with traditional full service a chef's kiss or a big miss?
Is it not the most predictable Elon Musk thing of all time? Overpromise, underdeliver. King. Yeah. Not a king, but a fucking loser. But but yeah, no, it's not a surprise. Yeah, so I have to say about that. I don't think I'm ever going to go check it out. We talked about like, oh, we should go like scope it. I don't know. It gives me the same vibe as the Taco Bell lunch we had.
Wow.
It is like I know it's better, but it's like the same.
This should be if we do a bet, the loser should have to go and like film themselves eating a burger or whatever it is that we post to like the pod feed, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
One day we'll do that. Okay, that concludes this, extended round of Chef's Kiss Big Miss. Listener, if you enjoyed that, let us know because we're constantly throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks.
I think we have to go faster.
Yeah.
I think I took too long. Like we gotta it was too much discussion. We gotta go bam, bam, boom. Also, we gotta be better about like, well, you told people where the articles were from, but like here's the thing that came out. We read it. We have 2 minutes max, and then we move on.
Okay. Good feedback from the host himself. All right, mailbag. We got a couple questions. The first one came from Rumunafun. What inconvenient LA food is worth it for you? Line, parking, drive time, weird hours, etc.
I am about convenience in my life as much as possible. I will go out of my way for a one time, like Thai Taco Tuesday comes to mind. It's out of the way, but like, and it's time limited, but I would go out of my way for that. I've stood in the Courage Bagel line. I did it. I don't know if I would do it again.
But is it worth it to you?
Inconvenient things for the most part are like I will typically avoid. I had a answer for this. Fuck, I should have written it down. I had one that I think had to do with like well, also there's like the far away, like Simone was an awesome dinner. One of my favorite dinners, like what was it, last year or 2 years ago? West Side is just a pain in the ass, right? So there's that, but that's not quite what he's asking about.
Yeah.
So I don't know. For me, it's like hey, pick your spot for the like. Sometimes it's fun to like kind of try the popular thing and wait in line for a bit. I just rarely make a habit of it.
I'd say my answer is so sad to this. It really is Courage Bagels. Like we do wait in that line on a regular basis, and it's not even, dude, it's now become not even because I want a Courage Bagel. I have now waited the last 3 times at Courage Bagel and not ordered anything.
What?
We just go because my wife likes to have like 12 of their bagels in our freezer at any given time.
Oh, but you order bagels. You get bagels.
She does. I don't eat any. We get stuff. We don't.
You just chaperone her in line.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's I guess that's like good husband behavior. I gotta say, dude, I heard Andy Greenwald talk about this from the Watch Podcast, one of my favorites, and he affirmed my take on courage, which I felt really good about.
One person affirms your take, and you're right.
A highly respected person who I have like a mild parasocial relationship with. He said the same thing. He was like, "It's good. I want to go. I do want to go back to Courage and try like their bagels again, but I can't qualify it as a bagel." That's what I said last time, right? I was like, "Is it a bagel?" I'm not like it's not. Mauri's is a bagel. Maury's is like that is if I want a bagel. I've gotten back to Maury's. I ordered from Maury's like 6 times since I went to like Courage, at least since I went to Courage last. It's just not the same pleasure. It's not the same thing.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, to each their own. Though my other answer to this, which is a little bit more underground, is more so for like sourcing a cooking ingredient, and that is if ever I'm making one of the key Roman pastas like carbonara or grisha or amatriciana that require guanciale. Most people will just use bacon or pancetta, which you can get at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods pretty easily. But I not only go out of my way to go to an Italian deli for guanciale, I go to a very specific one. I go to Mario's in Glendale because whatever brand of guanciale they're using, as opposed to ones that like Roma Market or Eagle Rock Deli are using, the one at Mario's in Glendale, dude, it tastes like being in Rome. I don't know what it is. It must just be the way it's seasoned is similar to the way that the places I go in Rome is seasoned or something. But I always go to the one to Mario's to get my guanciale, and if I happen to be there, maybe I'm getting a sandwich as well because they have pretty damn good Italian sandwiches at Mario's. You just got to ask them to hold the middle slice of bread. For some reason, they do this weird Big Mac thing with their sandwiches. But guanciale at Mario's is my answer. Okay, next question, last question, then we're going to close it for the day and go meet our friend Brad at Maidon Market. What's the best season of Top Chef from Forking Around?
Forking Around, amazing question. I think there are a couple that are in the running here. There's like the Las Vegas, I think season 6 or something, early season Las Vegas where the Voltages were introduced. That's like a anchor season of the show. There's LA All Stars season 17, which I do think might be like the answer here. And then there's the like World All Stars was an amazing season, but it's also not US, right? It was very, very cool. You see the best. I have to shout out season 18 Portland, which, if it were not for one thing, would actually be the best season of Top Chef. That season was the season of COVID. It was the first time they only had executive chefs, like no sous chefs on the show, because all these chefs had lost their restaurants and were available to go on Top Chef. We meet Shota Nakajima. We meet Dom Burrell. It's like the vibes and the quality of cooking throughout that season are like the best. The challenges are really good and creative. Unfortunately, the winner, Gabe Morales, was like canceled.
Yeah.
But like shortly after the show came out, and that's kind of ruined everything with that season. I think it's like put really bad vibes looking back. It's an excellent season of Top Chef. It just really sucks that the winner was that. Yeah.
As we know, though, you're all about supporting the artist. I'm sorry, the art, not the artist. So
the artist. Look, bro. I've rewatched Portland. I've kind of wished there was a Gabe Morales cookbook. His sauce. His sauce game is so strong. His mole game. Like, I mean, look, don't want him to profit, but like you watch it, like I do want to eat his food. I won't. I can't. But yeah, dude, it's like it's a fucking bummer. That's a bummer.
I'm gonna go with South Carolina.
Oh wow.
I just love anything that happens in the South. Or actually, I liked Kentucky too. Kentucky was good.
Kentucky was really good
because I liked Sarah Bradley being in her home state. There was just such awesome energy there. I mean, also honestly, just like watching Kelsey Bernard Clark on Next Gen Chef, it just gave me like an elevated appreciation for her.
Yeah.
Eric Ajapong really brought it that season. I just like any season in the South. South Carolina, except Houston. Houston sucked. But do we count Texas as the South?
I think so.
It's like its own thing.
It's a little bit its own thing, but it's also the South, right? A little bit. It's not the Southeast, obviously, but
I mean, it's literally South. I just don't know if it's the South.
The season of New Orleans was actually really good as well, except for the winner was kind of the finale of that. So there's flaws in each of the seasons, right? Like Kentucky, Eric Ajapong in the finale, that was a flaw. They like quickfire eliminated a finale contestant. That's
crazy.
It was fucked up, right? The New Orleans season with Nina Compton, the winner, she should have won and she didn't win. It kind of like put a stink on the whole thing. I think there was like some drama that season. It was a very dramatic season. Roy Choi makes like an infamous guest appearance on that season of Top Chef. Also,
I need to rewatch that season.
It's a good one. It's a really really good season actually, highly entertaining. But I gotta say, Top Chef season All Star season 17 LA, I think has to be. It's like pound for pound the best season of the show.
All right. Well, thanks for submitting your listener questions. That's our whole episode today. No interview, so we'll be back next week. Father Sal, I'll see you here in a short hour or so at Mida Market.
Sounds good, bro. See you soon.
Good job by you. Thanks for listening to another episode of the LA Food Podcast. Thanks as always to Father Sal for making the time for us. And thank you to you, dear listener. If you enjoyed what you heard here today, please go to wherever you listen to podcasts and leave us a rating or review. Seriously, all that stuff means the world to us. Quick plug, our friends over at Mis Tacones, a vegan Mexican restaurant in Portland, are actually in the running for best restaurant in like the vegan category on Veg News. So we're going to post that link in the show notes. If you could, please go and vote for them. I know you probably haven't even been to the restaurant, but I assure you these are excellent people doing really cool things for the community and also making some pretty banging food. So would appreciate you leaving them a vote if you wouldn't mind taking a couple minutes out of your day. We'll be back next week with another epic episode, but if you're looking for me in the meantime, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, even our website at the LA Countdown. You can also find us on Instagram at It's Acquired Taste and at acquiredtastemedia.com.